Hello, beautiful people, sending you so much sweetness and joy. I wanted to talk a little bit about my song and video, Ayo Oya, and give you a bit of background about it. So that video was not necessarily intended to be the official music video. In fact, I didn't set out to make that video. I actually set out to make a bigger film for not just that song, but for the entire work, FORIBALÄ. Hopefully you've had a chance to experience it and let it really sit with you and you sit with it. I had reached out to a few collaborators, I believe over 2 years ago now, because I was seeing such a big vision for this work. Part of that vision being a film, and 4 films specifically, one for each song, which each song is a world in and of itself. And so one of the collaborators that I reached out to was Mack, an amazing artist, choreographer, dancer, producer, just Renaissance woman. I've been in community with her for years. So I reached out to her to work on the movement choreography aspect for the film. So I showed her, I played her the music, and I played the music for all the collaborators, and they all kind of consistently fell in love with the song Ayo Oya, which was called something different in the past. Anyways, I reached out to her and I said, I'd love to create some choreography or have you create some choreography for this piece. Here's what it means to me. And I'm curious about what you come up with as you listen to it, and let's work on it together. And she was down. So after the first lesson or so with her, to just work on movement so she could see where I was at, so she could know how to kind of guide me, it became very clear that the work that I needed to do in general, if not specifically with her, was to really cultivate movement as a ritual, as a practice for me, given how important movement is for me. Even though the idea was to focus on this specific song, we really were looking beyond that song and really helping me to cultivate whatever there is for me around movement, any resistance that I've had to it, and any resistance I've had to calling myself a dancer. And so for several weeks, over the course of a few months, if not almost a year, we cultivated movement for myself. We used the song Ayo Oya as kind of the main sonic framework, and she came up with the choreography, and then part of that included me kind of freestyling as well. And so fast forward to one of our sessions, probably the first third of our work, or maybe the first half of our work, I had been moving through the choreography and we were doing an exercise, and she was going to film me where I used the choreography that she created as a framework, but I had the opportunity to also just kind of play around and move throughout and within my space, and just really embody whatever energies needed to be embodied throughout the space and with all the materials that were there. So she filmed this, and I moved through the space, the house, and we finished, and she stopped recording and she said, "I need you to watch this." And we sat and watched it together, and we were both just floored. We were both floored. And so I saved a copy of the recording of the video, and at times it came to me to actually post it as the official video, but I had some kind of anxieties and resistance to that because in my mind I had a bigger film in mind. So I just kind of kept it to myself. Now, I did use it here and there for applying to grants for creative works. And also I showed it to a group for a workshop that I did on sound, embodying sound and embodying different things. And they just, they loved it. But I kept it to kind of myself and to a small handful of people for basically 2 years, if not more. And then recently, I've just been going through so many different transitions, releasings, integrations, surrendering, alchemizing. And I revisited that video, and something came through for me about breaking through this belief that I am not enough, that what I do is not enough, that I need to be bigger or like perfect in certain ways or more glamorous or more polished in other ways, which there's an aspect of that kind of deals with like the precision and doing things precisely as I prefer to do them. But there was this underlying idea of not enoughness that I needed to break through. And part of the work in breaking through that was in releasing this video, this rehearsal run through, and allowing it to be good enough as the official video. So I invite you, after listening to this story, to watch the video Ayo Oya. Ayo is joy, Oya is the deity, the Orisha, that embodies transformation and utilizes the winds and the storms and also water and fire and different elements to uproot things, to move things out of the way, to help you transform. Metamorphosis, literally going from one thing to a completely different thing. Oya, moves you from the known into the unknown into the known. Again, that space of transformation. Oya, Ayo, joy. The joy that is transformation, or the joy that you feel once you have done the work to uproot, to remove what is not you, so that you can actually enjoy the new state of being that you are in. So I invite you to watch that video now that you know this story, and really breathe with it. Move with it. Move throughout your space, whether it's an indoor space, an outdoor space, and see what starts to kind of move through you. And breathe. Breath is transformative. Breath is life. We are transforming and changing and shifting every single moment, every breath. You are dying and being reborn, literally. So enjoy. Ashe.